Super Mario Sunshine, the game where Mario goes on vacation to a mysterious place called Isle Delfino. But of course, things go wrong. Peach gets captured, and we have to defeat everything by spraying them with water. Yeah. This game was released on July 19th, 2002, and as a successor to the beloved Super Mario 64 released a few years prior, this game had a lot to live up to. I was super excited to play it for the first time, and I absolutely loved how weird and adventurous the game was. And of course, the controls were a major improvement from the last 3D game. But not everyone agrees with this opinion. Some will say they don't like it for it being too weird and different from every other Mario game. But if you're like me, you love it for it being so unique. And this goes unreported, but another reason why I think this game is so great is the music. Now that's interesting to say because the music in Mario games has never been anything less than perfect. Koji Kondo is the composer for all these games, and he really just doesn't miss the mark. But there's kind of an unusual situation with this game, and I'm going to explain what that is and why it makes the soundtrack even more amazing. This is my deep dive into the soundtrack of Super Mario Sunshine. Alright, let's jump right in. So, I think the first score we have to listen to is pretty obvious. It might not be as famous as the overworld in this game or this game, but it's pretty close. Of course, I'm talking about Delfino Plaza. When people are asked if you could live in any video game location, what would it be? The most common answer I have heard is right here. No doubt, this music is what leads most people to that answer. So the theme of this game is being on vacation at the beach, and that really is captured here. However, there's kind of another theme, and that's helping people and being nice to others. All of these positive and major keys in the song help accomplish that too. It's the perfect track for the hub world because it explains what the game is about, and it just gets stuck in your head every time you hear it. Alright, now I want to talk about a piece that no one ever mentions. So, backstory, Mario gets thrown in jail at the start of the game because he is mistaken for the perpetrator covering this island in graffiti. The real criminal is this guy, Shadow Mario. And whenever you're in his vicinity, this theme plays. Sound familiar at all? This is a genius way to create this song. It's supposed to be the theme for the bad version of Mario. So they took a classic song that was more on the minor side and rearranged it. Also, the speed of it perfectly illustrates that you need to be doing something. So chase after that Shadow Man and spray him down. Next, we need to listen to the themes of the main levels. But this should actually be pretty simple because they all follow the same quote-unquote formula that Delfino Plaza used. Let's listen to the first three. Stage 1 has my personal favorite theme in the game, Bianco Hills. Stage 2, Rico Harbor. And Stage 3, Gelato Beach. If you listen to these, they all kind of follow the same melody, and you can hear how certain parts of the song keep repeating, but I don't think this is a negative for the overall soundtrack. In fact, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier with this game having a unique situation. All of these levels fit into the same central vacation theme, so of course the songs have to feel kind of similar, but even though these three were all formed from the same hub world theme, they still all feel different and fit their own areas. Hills. Bianco Hills is faster and more upbeat. This is most likely done because entering this level for the first time basically means you're done with the tutorial now and can really start playing the game. So its job here is to hype you up. Rico Harbor slows things down a little bit, but still has that energetic feel to it. This makes sense. You're here at a shipyard where a lot of work needs to be done. Maybe it's not something you want to be doing right now, but you still put your best effort in and really feel satisfied because of it. Honestly, this could just be a song that plays at most work environments to give people motivation. Then there's Gelato Beach, which is slowed down even more, which is the way it's supposed to be when you're at a relaxing place like this. Here is the spot where you're supposed to just take in the sun's rays, take a dip in the water at some point, or head over to the fruit stand and grab a tropical drink. All these songs keep the same formula, but all have their differences that make them fit so well into their respective stage. And the same can be said for the other 4 stages in this game. We can quickly go over those as well. Pinna Park. Obviously, this one has to feel very happy with it being an amusement park. That was definitely accomplished with the flow of it and what almost feels like sound effects that would be used at a place like this. I don't know why, but I can almost picture a carousel moving in a circle, just like this one. Now here is Serena Beach, more specifically inside Hotel Delfino. Now, it's important to note that when you start this level, this place is completely filled with ghosts, and for some reason, it's your job to get them out. This is why the song feels like it has kind of a darker tone to it, but at the same time, it's sped up a bit, so it still fits that happy vibe the rest of the game has. Unlike a standard ghost house you might have seen, it's kind of like saying, this is the perfect place for you to stay. But only when it's not haunted. Ugh, where's Luigi when you need him? Also, you can hear GameCube joystick clicks in here, which is an interesting detail. Now on to undoubtedly the calmest theme, Noki Bay. This is essentially the water level. Well, I guess every level has water in it, but this is the most water. And as you know, when swimming, you go a lot slower than when you're on land. So of course, things had to be toned down. This theme never really stood out as much to me, and I really didn't even remember it when I was writing the script. Maybe a part of that is just because the level itself was my least favorite, but listening to it now, it still fits really well. And the last main stage is Pianta Village. I think this theme is another great one. It feels very homey, which makes sense as it's the community of the Piantas we're in, and the bongos here are really what brings it all together. It might feel that way because this is what Donkey Kong games do to give you the idea of being in a jungle, and this so-called village is on top of a giant tree, so this makes a lot of sense. Phew, well that was quite a bit to talk about. So you might be asking yourself, what makes the music in this game so great when compared to every other Mario game? Well, I brought this up before, but all of these stages had to have a very similar type of song simply because of how the game was made. And it really seems like this is the first time that Nintendo put in the effort to make original pieces for all these environments. Even though it would have been extremely easy to just copy and paste songs over different areas. Just look at the games that came before Sunshine. Super Mario Bros. Has only 5 songs across 32 different levels. I'm not even gonna try to count the repeats there. Then in Super Mario 64, the main theme is used 4 times. Bomb Battlefield, Whomp's Fortress, Tall Tall Mountain, and Tiny Huge Island all feature it. I mean, I can't really blame that one because it's a banger, but then there's several other pairs of levels that double up on music. Cool Cool Mountain and Snowman's Land, Jolly Roger Bay and Dire Dire Docks, Shifting Sand Land and Lethal Lava Land, Hazy Maze Cave and Wet Dry World, and Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Ride. There really isn't a single theme in those games that just belongs to one area, but in Sunshine Sunshine, every single stage is memorable, for all of them still feeling different from one another, and each one of them having a song to listen to that really was custom made for it. Sunshine is a game that feels like it would be very hard to develop, but having all of these amazing levels with some of the most iconic music in the entire series makes it one of my favorite games of all time. And I don't care what anyone says, that will always be how I feel. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I couldn't forget about this one. So let's head to the outro by the Secret Course theme. Thank you for watching.